Welcome to Aldworth. Let's head up the hill.
Take a trek up this 1-mile road, and you'll come to this neoclassical gem, Aldworth Manor. Oh, that 1-mile road, by the way, had to be built through thick brush and woods in order to accommodate the massive relocation of this manor to its prime spot on this hill in Harrisville, New Hampshire. Aldworth Manor is situated on 170 acres and overlooks historic Mount Monadnock, a great location for hikers and nature enthusiasts. Also nearby is historic Harrisville, New Hampshire, with its neighborhood general store and local artists. Plus, in the wintertime, try a little cross-country skiing at Windblown. Or you can just enjoy the beautiful grounds of Aldworth Manor. Take a nature stroll, or try a little snowshoeing. Aldworth Manor was purchased after years of disrepair and neglect, and was everything one might imagine in a major fixer-upper. With hard work and the help of family, friends, and the Harrisville community, the Long family, Shane, Jordan, Roger, and Tammy, have restored the manor room by room and are returning Aldworth to its former glory. For this Will You adventure, we get a personal tour of Aldworth Manor with owner Shane Long.
Shane, thank you so much for having us out. Please tell us a little bit about the big move that brought Aldworth to where it is today.
Yeah, the start of the so-called Aldworth estate was about 1908. A lady in Worcester, Mass. Inherited the house along with about $1 million, but there was a stipulation that she had to live in the house to get the money. So her and her husband decided he was going to put a hunting lodge up here. They decided, oh, we'll move this house up there. It'll be our summer and fall home, and then we'll get the money and be able to, use it. And they converted it into the Mediterranean kind of style you see today. Did really elaborate gardens, kind of developed the whole property. That happened for 25 years until about the turn of the economic turn with the Depression. Mm-hmm. And then it went through a succession of owners until we started to be a part of the history around 2014, 2015.
So how did you learn about the opportunity to take on Aldworth?
I was looking for 4 or 5 years when I was living in Boston for a farm or something on about 100 acres within 2 hours of Boston. Zillow I would look at every evening. I would drive up once a month, check out properties, and that happened for 4 years. Nearly purchased the property in Hiram, Maine, and then Aldworth popped up, and I drove over and had been to Harrisville once before in the general store and remembered it, and drove up here and thought, what the heck is this villa doing sitting here? And yeah, that was the start. So
what a great beginning.
Yeah.
Shane, is there any chance that you might give us a tour of Aldworth Manor?
Yes, let's head down to the houses and then we'll come back up to the manor.
Perfect. Shane, you have so much beautiful property here. Tell us a little bit about it.
We sit on 170 acres, which was, a fraction of what it used to be when it was 700, but it's still kind of we sit in the middle of the property, and in the 60s, this big sloping lawn and all that really changed when the Catholic boys' school took over for about 10 years. They put in a soccer field, a baseball field, a basketball gymnasium, and then the 3 homes that we use for overnight lodging right now also popped up during that time period. So that's why one was actually a dorm back in the day, so that's why it's got 11 bedrooms. Another one was a headmaster's house, and another one was kind of teacher housing.
The beautiful home behind us, will you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, this is the one that's first on the trek down the hill. We call this the lodge. It's actually one of the dormitories that was built in the 60s. We fancified it a little bit and made it more comfortable for groups. And it has 11 bedrooms, and it's our kind of biggest sleeping building. So there's 11 bedrooms in this home. Dining, common areas. One thing we do up here is we try to encourage connecting with the place and with people, so we don't have TVs and those kind of things in the buildings. We do have Wi-Fi. It's a nice place to get away. We My mom likes to say it's the end of the road, top of the hill. You know, it's definitely a place you can kind of retreat from the world or gather in a zombie apocalypse. I don't know, you know. So.
Well, let's hope we don't have to go
No,
there.
let's not.
But if we had to, this would be the place to be.
Yeah, let's all come here and fend them off. We have groups do combination of the houses. Some will do all three. Some will just do one and do their entire kind of gathering in the house. Others will rent out, you know, the manor and just make a whole event and weekend or week out of it. Now we're going from the lodge to the next. We call it the middle house, but it's also known as the Hemlock House. It'll sleep 14, has big common areas, and is another part of the overnight lodging that we have. This one, the last one has 11 bedrooms, this one has 7. Each house is a little bit, has its own kind of personality. This one has bigger common areas than the last. It's a nice gathering spot. It's a good house to gather in. The bedrooms are kind of on a different wing. So we're seeing this one being used quite a bit for like the later night gatherings with the groups and that kind of thing.
We continue to walk down this beautiful winding drive, and we come upon the next home in your manor.
Yes, we call this one the Headmaster's house because in the 60s, that's where the Headmaster and his family moved once it was built. It'll sleep 12. It has even bigger common areas than the last house and is a good kind of small group meeting and sleeping space.
Now it's time for us to get warm and head inside Aldworth Manor to get an up-close look at this beautiful and historic home.
Here we are in this gorgeous library of yours, Shane. Tell us about the library.
The library was one of the rooms that was added in the change to kind of the Mediterranean style, but it was something that I think Arthur Childs used a lot. All the other rooms were kind of more gathering rooms, so this was probably a retreat for him.
And what about for you? Is this an area where you can retreat?
This was, due to the view of the mountain through the window, this was a room that I had imagined being my office and being able to see people driving up and that kind of thing. But the more things evolved, I ended up putting my office over at the carriage house. I can still see things going on, but this was too cool of a room to just be an office, so we decided to take it back to the library.
And now you serve meals in here as well as gathering?
We do. We started serving the public on public nights, Monday and Thursday. Before that, we were doing mainly just public events and then, private events like the weddings and things. But now we're doing dinner and bar service, and this is one of the rooms that we allow people to use.
And the Will You team met here for dinner last night, and we were thoroughly impressed. Not only the meal, but the service, the ambiance. Every detail was taken care of immaculately.
Aldworth Manor is the ideal place for family reunions, corporate events, concerts, photo shoots, and wedding celebrations. With beautiful dining areas, a cozy, comfortable bar area, and those breathtaking views, Aldworth Manor is definitely the perfect choice for any special occasion. Currently, Aldworth can accommodate groups of close to 100 for indoor events and close to 200 for outdoor events. And renovations are underway to the manor's upper level, with plans to add 10 to 12 unique bedroom suites.
So thank you for keeping it real. Thank you for opening your heart and home to us and allowing us to share in the experience of you creating an amazing dream for yourself and to share with others.
Well, thanks.
To book your next event or dinner reservation, go to thealdworthmanor.com. Find more great adventures. Follow at Will You Adventure on YouTube and Facebook.